Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with another new episode. Happy Friday to you, and if you're watching this on any other day, always remember, it's always Friday here at That Cologne Guy. If you've seen the title, you know that this episode is none other than the ultra cheapy, kicking it old school, Halston Z14. You know, the groundhog in my backyard came out this morning. And so that tells me that spring is on its way. So before winter ends, I absolutely had to review Halston Z14 without the shadow of a doubt. In terms of winter fragrances for the person on an ultra tight budget, you can find no better on any formulation. Let's take a look at the bottle real quick. This is good on the cap. This is a 200 milliliter, 6.7 ounce, and I got this for around 25 bucks for 200 milliliters, 6.7. In fact, it was so cheap that I actually had to buy something else just to get the free shipping. So that is an ultra cheapie. For some of you guys who kind of roll your eyes when you see these reviews of where they've been, they're sponsored and the company sends these guys these reviews, and these bottles, excuse me, and you say, well, you know, I would love to have this, but I can't afford the $300 and some to do it. You can have this for as little as $10 at your local Walgreens, CVS, or TJ Maxx. You really cannot beat that. So if you're looking again for a very masculine, cold climate fragrance, look no further. This is a 1974 leather-based fragrance, and as I said here, in terms of the bottle, the cap is great. I love the sprayer. The sprayer is just perfect, has the right amount. And a lot of people really like the design. So in fact, you guys can help me, but I'm pretty sure all Halstons have this design. And many of them have letters and numbers. So I don't know if Z14 means anything in terms of, maybe it just refers to the actual sample from the lab. I don't know. But let's take a look at the notes. This is a complex fragrance, but the main thing you need to know is cold climate, ultra masculine. So I made a few notes here that I'm going to read, but I wanted to focus on two of them. So you're going to get green notes, definitely citrus, which is lemon and bergamot, vetiver, cedar, leather, and musk. You know, it's funny because some people call this a leather-based fragrance and other people call it a cinnamon-based fragrance. So for me, there clearly is leather here, no doubt, in any formulation. However, I find it to be more of a cinnamon-based fragrance mixed with, it's 1974, so what can that only mean? Oak moss. That's right. So this has a lot of oak moss. I know that it's nothing compared to the original. It's not, okay? It's absolutely not. The oak moss has been toned down, the leather has been toned down, and the cinnamon is brought up, which is why some people who don't like the new version refer to this as having a kind of a candy quality that the original didn't have. That is true. I've had multiple bottles. I can absolutely say that the leather and oak moss have been toned down. But hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it is from the 70s, folks, so I mean, we're looking at Bee Gees, we're looking at open shirts, gold chains, lots of disco. In the description box, I will definitely have my pick for the 70s disco, and I would like you to include one in your comment as well. What is your favorite 1970s disco song? So there you go. So there's the notes. For me, it's cinnamon, it is leather, and it is oak moss. And then, of course, it has a woodsy, citrusy quality to it as well. I mean, look, it's very masculine. It is dated. It's a classic. I don't think this is not a grandpa or grandma scent, though. This is definitely a lumberjack who has been out in the woods all day cutting down trees, and he's just come back home to the cabin after a long day. And he takes a shower, gets ready to go out for a special night, and he's got this big bushy beard, and he puts on Halston Z14. Okay, it is absolutely rugged is a good word. So it is a classic. It is dated indeed, but that does not mean that it is a grandpa or grandma scent. Okay, so those are the notes. I personally find it more to be heavier on the cinnamon and still on the oak moss. Now, because of the reformulations with musk and the oak moss, this has been reformulated quite a bit. There is kind of this element of cinnamon meets leather meets cleaning products. I do admit. So one thing that if you didn't like the newer formulations, or if you've never smelt that, people will talk about the kind of cleaning products element that they don't like. And I have to say I do agree to a certain extent. I do like the original more, but I really enjoy wearing this one, and I think it gives it a more contemporary touch, quite frankly. Now let's get to the projection and longevity. Because it is a reformulation, it does not, the longevity is not like it used to be, because the original was, I don't know, 26 hours. So the longevity now is a good solid 8 to 10, which is what you want. So you would get a work shift out of this, and you would still get time to go out afterwards, or you could put this on at 5 o'clock at night and you would be set for the night. So 8 to 10 on longevity, which I find just perfect. I like, you might disagree, but I actually like the current version's projection better. The original was gifted to me. I don't know that I ever would have gone out and bought Z14, but I really like it. And the original really, really, really projects. So if you want a scent that could just really blast someone, you would try to find the original. So I actually like the projection in this one. It's toned down, and you're looking at definitely an arm's length, and perhaps a tad more if you do 3 to 4 sprays. I would not go over 4 when it comes to Z14 if you are in close quarters. So let's look at the occasion and age group. And in age group, this is very clear. This is a 40 and up. If I had to describe this one in 2 words, one would be rugged, that I already mentioned, and then the second expression, I guess, would be Father's Day. This has a very older man, but not old man quality to it. So this is a very, you'll see a lot of comments like, "This is what my dad wears. My dad wears this. This makes me think of my childhood." It's a very, very well done, sophisticated, especially for the price point, fragrance. It definitely has a 40 and up quality. I don't see a college student wearing this. I don't see anyone in their 20s or 30s wearing this. I see this as 40 and up, without the shadow of a doubt on that one. So this is definitely it's a perfect Father's Day gift. If you know your dad wears fragrance, and you also don't want to spend too much money, because in case he doesn't like it, yeah, I mean, for 10 to 15, 20 bucks, you cannot beat this. I will say that I would not have picked this out. As I said, it was gifted to me originally. This is not my first bottle. I've had many, and I keep getting it because, number one, I enjoy it. I really like it. I like cinnamon. Cinnamon does well on my skin. And number two, this actually garners a lot of compliments. So don't think that spending more on fragrance will get you more compliments. In fact, some people might even have skipped over this episode because they thought, "Wow, he's reviewing Z14." That you can find that in a TJ Maxx or Walgreens. But indeed, if you are the kind of person that does wear fragrance for compliments, then you will be happily surprised with this one, because it does get a lot of unsolicited comments. All right, so there you have it. That's the age group. The occasion would be, I don't know. I see this necessarily as a work fragrance. If you do, just make sure that you're careful with the amount of sprays. And I would see this more as a seasonal. So I see this more as winter, day or night. I didn't check on Fragrantica, but I don't need to. This is not really for the summer. This would be too cloying. This is definitely a cold climate fragrance. Occasion, I mean, you could wear this pretty much any place. I mean, I wear it to work. You could wear this out and about. I don't know that would be the most appropriate for a suit and tie event, sort of a formal event. I don't think this could pull that off. Really, it comes down to, do you like leather and cinnamon and oak moss and musk and these kind of classic 70s and even into the 80s fragrances? If you do, then you'll like Z14. Okay, so there you have it, folks. This one is a pretty easy review for me. This one is a 3 out of 5 spray. So if you follow my channel, you know that I always rank excuse me, the fragrance in the amount of how many sprays out of 5 I would give it, and I would give this one a 3, and I would give it a 3 for a few reasons. So if it's 3 out of 5, that means I like it, but I may not have it in my collection. So this is a 3, but I do keep in my collection. I really enjoy this one. I'm going to take off two sprays though. It's not a 5, but I will say, if I just thought of price point though, it really almost has to be a 5 because this is an ultra cheapie but smells fantastic. So 3 out of 5 we're going to go with, and I'm going to take off 2 sprays because number one, it really is exclusive for me at least to the winter. I don't even wear it in the fall, spring, or summer, and that's one of the few fragrances, by the way, that I would say that. I generally don't care about season that much, but this one is definitely kind of Christmas, the New Year, up until about Valentine's Day, which is why I wanted to squeeze this one in right now before spring comes. I'm going to wear it today, and then maybe a couple more times after that. Hint, hint. And then spring will be here. So 3 out of 5. So I'm going to take 1 spray off because of the fact that it's so specific, winter. And then I'm going to take 1 off because of course, I have to say this, the formulation, the reformulation, excuse me. The original is slightly better, but if you've never smelled the original, you're not going to care because it's still a good fragrance. This is the most recent reformulation. It's 200 milliliter, 6.7, as I said, and I will be keeping this one in my collection. And when this one runs out, I'll be buying another one. Z14 really deserves a place in your collection. If nothing else, it is the perfect gift for a man over 40 if you know he wears fragrance for the winter time. So rugged, masculine. I'm gonna stop this video and then I'm gonna break out some BGs, I think. And I will be staying alive. Guys, here you have it. 3 out of 5 sprays for Halston Z14. Let's do this. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. All right, guys, there you have it. Another episode by the boards. I wanted to say thank you very much for all of the new subscribers. So since the last episode, we had many new subscribers. So, of course, I have to say, welcome to the Cologne crew. Welcome aboard to the Cologne crew. And I upload an episode every Friday. And thank you so much for subscribing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody.